like make it casual. Oh, Hannah, I'd like to order some cake. But actually deep down, I was like, cake, and I was like, cookie.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 lawyers, a lot of cake, and a lot of days of MCO and CMCO later. What did these guys do? Why did they buy 100 cakes? What is it exactly for? Okay, what happened was that I spoke to Hannah Kam a few weeks ago, and what she did was she left everything. She didn't want to practice. She didn't want to make money, you know. She ended up breaking the family's oven and bake cake after cake after cake after cake every day for God knows how many days. And from the proceeds that came from that, she fed the vulnerable. We're talking about, a lot of us have come out of nowhere just to do something, not because of Hari Raya, but because we are Malaysians, and Malaysians, kita jaga kita kan. So we have found so many amazing souls. 3 of them are with me right now. Hannah Kam, author, NGO starter, Ivan, and also Dennis, both high-powered lawyers who bought 100 cakes from Hannah. 2 guys buying 100 cakes from Hannah. Hannah, why?
Well, I'm firstly going to have to ask them, but I hope it's because they want to help the vulnerable during these really, really challenging times. I think we've heard so much about, you know, how the MCO and how this pandemic has changed people's lives and has seriously and adversely affected people across the board. I think we've also read a lot about how domestic violence cases have risen pretty exponentially over the past few months since this lockdown was imposed. And that's what Bake for Better seeks to help. It seeks to help the people who are facing very trying times, facing very trying circumstances caused by this unprecedented turn of events. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, the concept is really simple. People buy cakes, people buy cookies, all profits go to help these people in crisis who are currently being cared for by the Perak Women for Women Society.
Right, Perak Women for Women Society per se, this is what we're helping with. And this is what we spoke about 2.5 weeks ago, right, Hannah? And these are the 2 largest donors that we have today. You would have thought it would be some school or some mothers or something, but no, it's 2 men. And they are both lawyers. What are you doing with 100 cakes, Ivan and Dennis? We'll start with Ivan.
Hannah and I were exchanging WhatsApp messages, just looking at all the news coming out that was seeing a lot of people, you know, facing difficulty because of the MCO, and now, of course, it's a CMCO. And she told me she had an idea to bake, and she said, would I be interested? I said, of course. Not because that only that her cakes are really good, but also because it's for a noble cause and it's going out to help people. You see, one thing is that the government has come up with a lot of help, I believe. But, you know, there are also a lot of people who are still falling through the cracks, and 1 is a number too many for those who are falling through the cracks. So I think the NGOs' efforts done by Hannah via the Perak Women for Women's Association, I think these are the groups that need all the financial support, because they actually get to know who these people are and reach out to these people. So, of course, my family had to eat a lot of cake for that period, and also I got to distribute it to some friends. But I think the most important thing is that it's for a noble and a good cause. And, you know, I like the slogan, Kita Jaga Kita, because in the end of the day, we have to look after one another. And I'm very proud that I got to play a part. I did not know that I was one of Hannah's biggest supporters, but I'm happy that I am, because it's a really good initiative that she's done.
I've been harping about this a lot, you know. A lot of us can, you know, cut down 1 avocado and buy 5 families a meal, you know, eat healthy, but help someone else. There are the B4Ts who are struggling to get their next dose of milk. For example, one of the saddest news I heard lately was, kesian lah, you know, my 2-year-old have to drink susu pekat.
I think, Serena, you hit the nail on the head when you talked about how some people are going to the MCO and CMCO in rather comfortable settings of their homes. And then you have those who are going through it in whether it's a PPR or a small flat, a family of 7, a family of 8, and then, compound that with cases of domestic violence and violence against children. I mean, these things are happening. It's real. We should not bury our head in the sand about it. And, I worked with a number of other NGOs as well, especially, so these are things that I'm happy that you're highlighting.
Dennis and Ivan are both amazing characters. And the fact that, our biggest donors for Bake for Better are guys is amazing, isn't it, Hannah?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these so-called women's rights NGOs, a lot of people think of them as just focusing on women, but actually there are so many families in crisis, and crisis cuts across genders, it cuts across social status, it cuts across different backgrounds, cultures. And I think the fact that they're the biggest donors is a testament to the fact that Malaysians have big hearts. It really doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what you believe in. At the end of the day, this is about us looking after each other. And it is my absolute honor and privilege to call Ivan and Dennis friends. There are also a number of other people who I would like to give a shout out to. Also guys, Anand is one and Ivan and I are mutual friends with him, and who have supported this cause tremendously. And I think that we should also highlight the fact that men can be victims of domestic violence as well, which is something that Serena and I talked about in episode 1. And so I think that this sort of gender representation is a testament to how important it is to get awareness out about this cause as well.
How much total have we collected, and what have we done with Bake for Better?
Well, currently we have reached about 7,000 in donations. Yeah, so 7,000 ringgit in donations to PWW have been remitted so far. And so that means that we have assisted about 500 over individuals and families. So this includes the provision of groceries, fresh vegetables, milk formula for kids. Honestly, any sort of essential items that anyone has requested from PWW. I want to emphasize that this by no means covers all the need that there is out there. We've spoken so much about how, there are so many vulnerable people as a result of this MCO and CMCO. And as I said, I'm only one person with only one oven. So it's not going to be resolved by me just selling cakes for this charitable initiative. But I want to encourage everyone that a little goes a long way. And if we all do our part, I think that we can reach so many more vulnerable people out there who really, really need our help.
Right. You know what? I have a question, answer to that. For example, a couple of days ago, I talked to Celepets Care, which is a few of us entertainers, who basically pull together all our resources every year around this time on our own expenses. We take out our duit raya, everything to help these people. The difference is this year we cannot see them, you see. So, but we still did a Kita fund, and if you have the will to do it, you can do it for these people. In 3 days, we got 15,000 ringgit, way over what we expected. Wow. So I think Malaysians have huge hearts. Even if you don't have the means, 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit is amazing. And I think with Bake for Better, not only do you get the 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit, you get cake, So I think Hannah did an amazing thing.
Kind of feel like, the shorts are a bit tighter. But actually it started with me just giving some friends and family, and then they kept telling me the cakes were so good. And then I
Right?
just thought to myself, okay, you know what? I need to try this for myself.
Right.
And then once I tried it, and then I realized that, okay, I think I'm going to have to buy more. So I kept buying more and more, but I didn't want to look like I was like, like a cake monster, So I just I just tried to make it casual. Oh, Hannah, I like to order some cake. But actually deep down, I was like, cake, and I was like, cookies.
I love it.
And I think these are some of the best cakes and cookies you ever pop in your mouth. Like I say it all the time.
That leads me to my next question, Hannah. Are we going to continue doing this, the cakes and the desserts and all that?
Yeah, so initially the plan was to just do it for a couple of weeks because, well, the initial MCO was just for a couple of weeks.
It's not.
But now with this, yeah, well, now with the CMCO and I guess the level of requests that have come my way ever since the inception of Bake for Better, I've decided to continue it, but on a more limited scale with what I can manage in terms of being able to bake on weekends and public holidays. I do what I can. Perhaps it's not as intensive as it was in the first few days. The first few days was crazy. I did like hundreds of cakes and it was all a bit overwhelming. But now I think I have managed to get it to a more manageable level. And I also am very pleased that there are still so many requests coming in.
Wonderful. So right now we thank Dennis and Ivan, the largest donors, surprisingly men, for Bake for Better. If you lost your job, if you got a pay cut, if you're stuck at home, if you're good at cooking, what can you do?
Well, first I want to say that Bake for Better is completely for charity because I have the privilege of being able to help others during these difficult times. But one of the biggest issues that has come out of this MCO and this pandemic is that so many people have lost their jobs, so many, especially daily wage earners who aren't able to even get to their jobs.
Right.
And a lot of people are now looking for alternatives. And what I will say is that if I can bake from home and if I can bake hundreds of cakes and cookies without having any formal training and just honestly being able to look up a recipe on a website, anyone can do it.
You remember that YouTube sensation? I forgot her name. Guys, help me out. The couple,
the Indian lady.
Yeah, wonderful Indian lady who speaks amazing Malay. They cook the most basic dishes and they have become viral and they're earning their money through YouTube. Right now we're giving you
Pavitra.
That's the one, I think.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right now it's the time for you to think about out of your box, don't you think? Like if your job doesn't work, what's next, right?
I actually think Hannah is doing this really well. Like she's maximizing on a few different areas. Like she's maximizing on her time, right? She's using it for a good cause. She's maximizing on her skills, so she knows how to bake and she's getting better at it. She's maximizing use of her equipment at home, like her cake mixer, her oven, and at the same time, all of the proceeds are going to charity, so people are not getting hungry, people are getting help. So I think, to be honest, the most immediate, the nearest example I can think of is honestly Hannah.
Oh, Dennis, I feel so shy.
Well, of course, Hannah, but I just want to go slightly beyond that and talk about a friend of mine who's actually selling cookies and kueh and things like that, just to supplement his income in the MCO because his business has been badly affected. I think there are a lot of people doing that, but a couple of people I know, and those people inspire me too. Hannah's doing it a lot for charity, and that's amazing. There are also those who are doing it because they need a second or third stream of income.
Correct. A lot of people actually need the third, fourth, fifth, sixth stream of income. You're looking at one of them. I will put here right now. This is Pavitra. Obviously, I cannot interview her because my Melayu sangat ayo, lah. But I bet her intention was not that, but she became that. So just do it. A lot of YouTube creators, and a part of the reason I rebooted my YouTube, even though I'm really like Generation X, very shy one, was that what have I got to lose, right? just put it out there and see if people wanna see it. And I'm thinking this is probably what she did, you know. She shared her very simple recipes, and look where that got her. You know, it takes people like you. You are all my new normal warriors to help the new generation to be inspired. And I thank you so much for your input today.
Well, I just want to say I'm very grateful to be invited onto your platform, Serena, and Hannah, for doing this charity with PWW, and for giving both Ivan and myself, you know, and many other people the opportunity to contribute in whatever way that we can.
If you like what we're doing, please do subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you can hear every time we have a good news or a feature. You know, maybe you might be the good news that I'm featuring next. Thank you, Dennis, Ivan, Hannah. I will speak to you soon.